All right, guys. Well, I'm back today with another high value red dot that just hit the market from Cyelee Optics. I've been reviewing Cyelee Optics for years now, originally purchasing most of them myself. Once Cyelee saw some of the videos, they started sending out some optics to review, and they just sent out the T10 X Pro, and I've been asking for something like this from Cyelee for a while. The T10 really became my gold standard for high value and budget optics, under $70 on the channel for a very long time. But with advancements of technology and better improvements, I wanted to see a little bit more in 2024, and Cyelee definitely delivered with this optic. The cool thing about this is not only did they just kind of update their T10, they made some dramatic improvements, for me anyways, that makes a really big difference. Now, before we get into the full overview of the T10 and go down to the range and do the water bottle test on this optic, I want to give a huge shout out to AAC and thank them for always helping out. I've been running a lot of their 300 blackout lately and really trying to expand what I've been using from AAC. They sent over this 220 grain Match King round, and it is phenomenal. Right at 1,000 feet per second, this is subsonic and it runs absolutely awesome. I'm going to be shooting even more of this today. And if you want more information on AAC, you can always check out the campsite page. Now, let's dig into the specs and features of this optic. Then we'll kind of talk about its performance currently down at the range. Then we'll head down to the range one more time and do the water bottle beatdown. And if you're unfamiliar, that's where we beat this up with a full bottle of water and apply G-forces to see if it breaks. Now, the T10 is very similar to the T10X Pro in its form factor, meaning push button operation, a low profile and high profile mount inside the box, and an overall really nice design. The cool thing about this one, it actually features a multi-reticle system that you can cycle through different modes. And this one's a little bit different than some others in the market. This one actually utilizes a single dot, a single circle, and a circle dot combination that's user selectable by simply holding down the plus button and it cycles through. The other cool thing is this utilizes a 2 MOA dot and a 30 MOA circle, not a 65 MOA circle. And I personally, this is just my opinion, like that better than a 65 MOA circle. Because honestly, when you're up close to in CQB, I feel like the 30 millimeter circle is definitely a lot larger than that dot for easy acquisition, but it's not overly large where if you get too close, the circle kind of goes around the target and you don't exactly know where that round is hitting up close to. 30 millimeter pulls that in. So for CQB shooting, that 30 millimeter circle is absolutely awesome. Now that's going to be a personal preference. Not everybody's going to like the smaller circle. Some people are going to like that 65 MOA circle, and that's just kind of is what it is on this optic. Now the 2 MOA dot is perfect for precision shooting at a distance. In fact, I took this little guy out to about 175 yards on top of the ridge with this AAC subs, and I was plinking stuff, no problem whatsoever with that little 2 MOA dot. Even with the drop of the round, of the subsonic round at that distance, it was super simple. So for me, great opportunities here for distance and close-up shooting with that user selectable multi-reticle design. The other thing about this is that's an entirely new system in here. This multi-reticle also runs off of a different chip, a different diode, so this one gets even brighter than the standard T10, which is absolutely key. I want my optics to get as bright as the sun, and man, this one does. So in every single lighting condition, when looking at white targets with sun reflecting off them, you can absolutely pick up this dot where others may fall short, especially in the high value and budget category. Now, the other thing about this is it's fully submergible up to 3 meters, which is absolutely great for a truly kind of like duty grade optic. And I don't use those words lightly. This has been through a pretty decent amount of testing on the channel, but again, we will complete it with the water bottle test. The other thing, it's got up to a 50,000 hour battery life with just one CR2032 battery that's inside the dot. So overall, it's been absolutely running great. The glass clarity on this is, to my opinion, a little bit better than the standard T10. The emitter stays fairly buried out of the way on the bottom and doesn't obscure your view. It's got tools built into the caps themselves to adjust windage and elevation, and overall it's got a pretty streamlined design. I like it. The only thing left to talk about is the price point. These generally sell for $167, which is pretty high up there when you were talking about those budget entry-level red dots, but they're actually on sale for $150, which makes it a little bit better. And then on top of that, you know how Cyelee does. They've created a discount code, 20% off for my users, dropping the price down to about $120, and there's where it's at. At that price point, this is killing it. I haven't seen anything else comparatively at this price point with a multi-reticle design, IPX8 3-meter waterproof submersion, shake-away technology, 50,000 hour battery life, and gets as bright as this dot does. Cyelee is really killing it, but let's go down and try to actually kill the optic itself with that water bottle test down at the range, see how it performs, and summarize after that, because I can't give you my full opinions until we try that out. Now for the water bottle test, where we beat this optic up with a water bottle to apply G-forces to see if it shifts or breaks. And we've actually broken a lot of optics like this, so it's a good test. Now, the original T10 passed with flying colors, so I have high expectations, but we're not going to cut it any slack. I'm going to fire 3 shots on camera to confirm 0. We'll shoot those, take our shots, then we'll beat it up in between and see if that group shifts 0. Anything smaller than the size of my hand is definitely a pass. Anything smaller than the size of my fist is an incredibly good pass. I'm going to aim at the number 4 on this target to get everything kind of sighted in. Actually, we're going to aim at the one below the number 4, and then we'll take our shots after that. All right, guys, so these are our 3 shots right here. Now we're gonna beat it up and see if it shifts 0 over time. Let's take some shots. Now for our first beat down, but I wanna give a huge shout out again to AAC Ammo for making this possible. I've been running their AAC Supersonic and Subsonic, and it's been working out great. But now let's beat this guy up. We're gonna start with the sides, the top, and the other sides. Get that thing really beat up. Front lens, the back lens, the mount itself. For YouTube purposes, these are 20 round mags. Continue to beat this up, see if anything breaks, walks loose, the illumination messes up. I've been doing this water bottle test for about 8 years, and it really sorts the good from the bad, so. And last beat down. Oh. I know it may look goofy, but it does the trick. Last 3 shots. Now let's go look. Oh yeah, definitely a pass. So there's the size of my hands right there. There's the size of my fist, and it completely covers it. That is an absolute pass. No issues whatsoever with that optic. In summary, guys, I can highly recommend this optic. Low profile mount, high profile Multi-Reticle selection. Gets super bright down at the range. The emitter stays completely buried out of the way. Shake-awake technology, waterproof ratings, 50,000 hour battery life. The new technology in the X Pro is just absolutely awesome, especially for the $150 price, and especially with that 20% discount, dropping the price to $120. I can highly recommend it. This is definitely the gold standard now for the multi-reticle micro dot for rifles, kind of budget style red dot in my humble opinion. Now again, there's other multi-reticle options out there, but they are close to $200 to $250 even for some of the budget versions, so this is great at the price point. All of the information, linking, and discounts will be in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.